Alright guys, this is the bribe video. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record when I did this live. So this is not the live version, but it's okay because that was 20 minutes long and I doubt anybody would watch all those 20 minutes. And while it did get really tense towards the end, when the money was getting higher and people were wondering if they were going to quit or not, probably wouldn't have been that exciting. So here's the deal. Basically, I bribed people to quit. You might have seen this on reality TV shows before. I started out with a little bit of money and I kept raising the stakes, and the first person to say I quit in chat took the money and ran. They got their money and they quit the game and their alignment was revealed. But there was a twist. Instead of just, saying, okay, here's $1, here's $2, I tried to make it a little more mysterious, and I did that by going to the bank and getting $35 in coins. Yep, a whole bunch of rolls of nickels, pennies, a few dimes and quarters in there. And so bit by bit, I would take the money in different bits, like both some pennies and some nickels, and I would slide it down this ramp into the container. I started out with a penny. I asked, would anybody take a penny? Nobody took a penny to quit, so I added in about $1.50 more of pennies. Okay? Now I'm not going to go through the whole thing because that'd take forever. But I did do the pennies, and so here, I'll show you what I did. I took like a handful of pennies, and I lined them up on this little thing, and hopefully I did it without spilling everywhere. Like that. You can imagine it's pretty loud. It's actually pretty late now, so I'm not going to do that too many more times, so it's pretty loud. So, I did that for about $1.50 of pennies, then I did $1.35 in nickels, and then I had $1 dimes, so we were at $4. So the money was like maybe that much or something. And then during the process, of course, I dropped all sorts of money everywhere. So the money would get higher and higher. So I'd drop them down the ramp. It would be maybe like that. And I'd throw in another $2 or $3, $4 or $5. You got to about $11. $11 of nickels and pennies was in the container as I went like handful by handful, bit by bit, like that, down the ramp. And after the pennies and nickels, I did $1 of dimes to ramp it up. And I did $2 in quarters, so we did have a little bit more money. Let's see, how much were we at there? We were at about actually, after all the nickels, I did $6 in nickels, so that was a lot of nickels. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but that was a lot of nickels. It was probably somewhere like maybe this much money or something. Can you see how much it is? Here, let's take a closer look. So it's pretty thick, pretty far and down around. So look at there. This is actually $21.88 with the quarters. So this is a lot of money. It was at this point, by the $22 mark, that people started to maybe get a little more interested. Some people weren't interested at all. They weren't going to take it. Other people were just waiting and holding out to see how much money I would put in here because I kept putting in more and more. And I did do some pauses, did some breaks. Like I said, this is at least $10. Even though it was like $22, I'm like, this is at least $10. I'm like, this is at least $15. At least so much money. And then we got to maybe like this. And then when we got to $26, I took a bill and I slid it down the ramp into the container. Bit by bit. So there's dollars in there. And I kept going with the nickels. Let me just dump some of this in here so I can show you how much money it was. Maybe about this much money. This is about $33. And this is actually where someone said they quit. Alan said he would quit after $33.88. So Alan left the game. Alan was a citizen. So he did hurt his team by quitting and taking the money. So actually, this is the rest of the money. That was $33.88. that was the game. You can check out the chat if you want to see what people are laughing about, see what people are saying during that time period. Got a little bit more tense towards the end before Alan quit, and there were some surprises there. That was $33.88. I was going to go for another $3.50 a nickel, and quarters actually, and then that was enough for me. Too much for my blood. But Alan accepted it, and he gets the money, and he's gone. And that was the bribe event. I thought it was fun. I did it live via webcam, and people could quit anytime while I was throwing money down the ramp here into the container. That was fun. It worked out really well. And that's the bribe. More bribes to come.